Hey, what's up, team? It's Sherman here from Geek Psychology. This video is on the type 8 in its monstrous form, the demon lord of vengeance. And so we're going to be talking about some really unhealthy behaviors and how that could be put into a game world. We're going to go through a list of 10 different abilities and the feel that the type 8 is going to get and sometimes give from vengeance and denial, their defense mechanism. All right, so first of all, denial is just where emotions or sensations are, and weakness as well, are pushed down, not acknowledged. Right off the bat, you get this idea that the type 8 is going to be about being strong, and you cannot be weak. If you know a type 8, or if you are a type 8, you probably resonate with that a bit. You cannot be weak. You need to be strong. You need to protect yourself and your allies. So the Shadow Lord or Demon Lord is going to try to make the players feel like they're an underdog in an unfair battle, like they must scrounge for whatever they can hold. So it could be hit points or footing or distance, whatever it is. They need to protect what they have because it could be taken away very quickly. And also they need to control the mechanics of the fight. By trying to do that, they're going to be better off. But if they lose that control, bad things are going to happen. So let's talk one more thing. The main play mechanic, summarized, is going to try to overpower you. And it's going to try to make you feel weak. And so it's going to be these big monsters versus the little guys. It's going to be a lot of vicious, strong attacks versus the fragile ones, the fragile babies. So let's talk about the 10 abilities. Number 1, ruthless. On an attempt of 17 or more, get one more attempt. So what this means is in order to do something, you need to roll a 20-sided dice, 1d20, and you need to beat the target. In this case, the monsters are trying to beat your armor. So if they roll a 17 or more, they get to attack again. They get to do more damage. They get to do another ability. So pretty ruthless. Number 2, intimidate. You need to make a wisdom check. So you need to beat the target of the location. Say it's a 10. If it's pretty easy, it probably won't be that easy. If it's a 10, then you need to roll above that with your wisdom as a modifier. And if you get a 12, then you're safe. If you get under that, then you feel compelled to bow down for one round and cower for one round, which could be very, very brutal. But I feel that around an 8, sometimes you just feel like you're like, all right, I'm going to step back. You do your thing. I'm not going to get into this. That's how I feel, but I'm a type 9. So number 3, grapple. So this is a close strength contest. So when they're right up close to you, they can bear hug you. And if you don't beat their roll with strength modifiers, then you are immobilized until a hero can break you free by killing them or prying loose or something, or the ogre or whatever the monster is lets go. And if you don't do that within 1d4 rounds, so you roll a d4, if it's a 3, if you don't get out within 3 rounds, then your back is broken, you're paralyzed. It's pretty rough. Yeah. So death and pain and destruction, all in there. Number 4, lasting wound. I feel that this is taken from a different perspective. I think a lot of type 8s or even ETJs have this deep sense of feeling and vulnerability within them that they don't often express and get in touch with, and that is a lasting wound. So that's where this idea came from. So spiked clubs, claws, or anything that is sharp will do an extra 1 bleeding damage every round until you're fully healed. Kind of a basic mechanic, but I feel that it's just a constant reminder of like, yep, yeah, that sucked. I took some damage or somebody did something really bad to me, and it's going to be there until I fully cleanse myself of it. Number 5, instinct. Always have initiative if they spot a hero or if they smell food. So if you got some food in your backpack, in your pocket, or whatever it is, or if they see you from a far range, they're going to get initiative no matter what. They're quick, fast acting. And so in this case, if they spot you or smell the food, they're going to roll a 1d4, four-sided dice, and on a 1 or 2, they're going to chuck a giant boulder at you. So that sucks. On a 3 or 4, they're going to charge at you. So a little bit of randomness within that. I like randomness. And the hero can make a dexterity check. You can dodge out of the way. You can be crafty. And if you don't, you're going to take ultimate damage, which is a d12 of damage. So after that attempt, they charge in or they throw the boulder. If you don't make the check, if you roll poorly, then you're going to take a 12-sided dice of damage. So that's a lot because you only have 10 hit points. Didn't mention that, but that's a thing. Also fearless, so ignores physical needs and will never back down, fighting with pure anger. The type 8 is the most in touch with their anger, and so this, I felt, represented that. And they get +3 damage or effort when they are at half health or less. So once they've taken a lot of damage, then they're just like, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to back down. And I feel a lot of 8s could understand that as well. Number 7, eat alive. Strength contest. Another strength contest, because I feel that type 8s metaphorically and analogically are about showing strength. So this is a strength contest. If you don't beat that, then they start to bite you. They start to gnaw on you and try to eat you alive. And doing basic damage, which is a 1d4. It's not a lot of damage, but if the hero is reduced to 0 hit points, then you're going to lose a limb. This could factor into the story as well. Or it could just be this hero is gone now, in the infirmary, whatever, and no more adventuring. And if they get you down to 0, they can continue to gnaw and eat you. And that sucks. It's pretty gruesome. And it's going to be on an easy attempt from there. So it's just like, once you're dead, I mean, they're not going to like misbite or anything like that. Toughen up. Gain +4 strength and -3 wisdom and charisma. So it's all about just asserting yourself, being strong, and this is what the monsters are trying to do. So it's just an ability. They can just kind of bloodlust or whatever and get out there. And they're not going to be able to focus and persuade people or see things clearly because of that, because they have that blinded by rage type thing. Next, number 9, expose vulnerability. Attempts are easy against 3 or less hit points targets. So if you're down to 3 hit points, they can make easy attempts on you, which means that if you have 10 armor, then it's going to be a 7 that they need to beat. And that's pretty easy. So once you get low, it's scarier and you're more afraid, more threatened, and you need to play a lot more carefully. And the last one, tenacity. If restrained in some way, double the next turn's effort. So if you do some crowd control on the monster, let's call it an ogre, if you do some crowd control, they can't move, they're going to get pissed off. And maybe tenacity is the wrong word for it, but they're going to get pissed off and they're going to do double damage on the next turn, assuming that they make a proper attempt. If they miss it, then that's it. They don't do anymore. All right. So those are the 10 abilities. Please let me know your insights, your thoughts, any ideas that came by as I was talking about this stuff. I find it very interesting, and I hope that it gives you some insight into the type 8 when they are in a very bad position. Remember, these are monsters. These are demons. This isn't a healthy character, okay? This is the bad stuff. So please keep that in mind when you're thinking about this, and don't be like, oh, every type 8 is a big ogre that's going to throw a boulder at me and try to gnaw off my limbs. they're not. They have sweet sides too. Keep up the lifelong quest and good luck, have fun. Thank you, patrons. Y'all are awesome. And everybody else, you should check out Patreon as well. Just saying, right now I reduced the cost in a lot of ways. It's kind of pay what you want. So $1, $5, or $10 for the Hero Maker framework, which helps a lot with productivity, NLP techniques, and things like that. It's not as gamified, but it is solid technique work that will help you get more control of your life. All right. Thank you. Goodbye. Peace.